You know what? Since it always talks about okage, okage, blessings. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. But you know what? I don't get it. You gotta like, what's that word again? Enlighten me?
I'm Edna Matsuoka from the Konko Mission of Wahiawa. Congratulations to San Diego Church for their spring grand ceremony. And happy Mother's Day to all you awesome mothers out there. I want to congratulate you and for your gotaisa, and I want to thank you, Todd Sensei, for allowing me to speak today. I'm sure you are joining me for the same reason that I'm speaking today, and it's to give thanks to Kamisama, or the life force, Kinchi Kaina Kamisama. Those that are present today are all received a very special blessing because you're able to log on and you actually thought about joining and attending online, and you are here. So I want to thank you for that. But Taisai is a service to give thanks for Kami-sama's blessings, or Okage, as we say in Konkokyo. What are blessings? Well, it's pretty much everything, right? Things we take for granted, things we can't live without. なかったら困るものに対してお礼を言う日。Right? Think of just one thing you can't live without. Think. So if we can't live without this one thing, do we give enough thanks for it? Your head minister probably just read aloud the Goshinden. And we had a Kyoto study group session not too long ago on Zoom, and we came across this teaching, same teaching, and it read, people, while living between heaven and earth, are unaware of Kami's blessings. Shrines, temples, and houses all stand on Kami's land. Without realizing this, people consult the days and directions and are disrespectful to Kami. They suffer hardships due to these past offenses. What is the greatest offense to Kami? Can you think? It's being unaware of Kami's blessings and seeking a specialist to think that they know more than Kami-sama. Or Kami-sama doesn't even cross your mind throughout the whole day. Kami-sama is not even a thought. That's like telling your parents they did absolutely nothing for you. The bento that you just ate today, that wasn't my mom. You don't even think about that, you know? No feeding, no changing you, no changing your diaper, no nothing. It's like complete ignorance, right? But that's exactly what people do. Be in denial of their blessings. They don't even acknowledge. Kami-sama is sad. What does the ideal parent do for their child? Now think about this. They make sure their children are safe, nourished, clean, disciplined, loved, and well cared for, right? But Kami-sama does the exact same for us too. Kami-sama enables us to live every single day, every second of our lives. Now I'm going to ask, what were people most afraid of in the past, in the founders era? Can you think? People were afraid of Konjin-sama. Now for all that, Kami-sama did for us, people still avoided Konjin, avoiding it like the plague. They were very afraid. How did people avoid Konjin? They consulted the days and directions. People still do this in Japan, and other countries to figure out the best days to hold special occasions such as groundbreaking ceremonies, weddings, and construction. I recently learned that for some wedding venues, it costs more to hold weddings on auspicious days of the calendar. That's outright an insult to Kami-sama, right? When all days are in fact good days. It's unthinkable here in America because we don't have that kind of custom. But we do avoid certain numbers, right? Like 13 or 666 because it's associated with the devil or something. But ironically, our church in Wahiawa, we hold our grand ceremonies on the 13th of April and October. That never changes. Also, our church landline happens to be 621-6667, but we don't think anything of it. Pretty much every day is a good day in America, except for Friday the 13th. I don't really care about that. That's a really awesome day for me too. Doesn't matter. But if you think about the teaching I mentioned earlier, there seems to be something that we are extremely afraid about in the modern era. We are so afraid of it that we have to consult a special someone And we're going to consult now. We're going to consult a special someone so we can avoid it as much as we possibly can. What is it that people are so afraid of? People are afraid of dying. So they have their health examined and they consult the doctors, not the days and directions, sorry, the doctors. This is a mentality of the founders era, right? People of the mentality of the founders era. I'm going to show you a slide. Mentality of the people of the present. Before it was the days and directions, and they were, you know, the red part was Konjin sama, and the people that he consulted were the shamanistic practitioners. But in the modern era, you notice that it's the health status that people are so concerned about. Deadly health issues. They're afraid of dying. So they consult the doctors. Just as much as people back in the founders era consulted the days and directions and went to see a specialist to avoid the evil wrath of Konjin, people now consult their doctors over their health to avoid dying from heart attacks, strokes, cancers, and many diseases. People are so afraid they don't even have, they don't even touch soil nowadays, and with their bare hands. They touch it, they put on gloves and they touch soil because they think the soil is so dirty. They think the ground is so dirty. They think that they're going to get the flesh-eating bacteria or like the tetanus or something crazy. Don't think that because you practice faith, you will never fall ill. Even the sun, moon have abnormalities of eclipses. It's only natural. People may practice faith, but your bodies are only human. Accept the fact that you are subject to illness and think that you won't die from it. That's a teaching, Gorikai Wan Kondo Fujimori 40. We can't avoid everything. I heard a saying that goes, people plan and God laughs. That means despite people's careful planning, the road of life is unpredictable. You should know more about yourself than the doctors. Yeah. Yet you follow everything they tell you and you take every single pill that's prescribed to you. I'm not saying not to, but I want to encourage you to consult with Kamisoma first for all your healthcare needs first. I'm not telling you not to consult with doctors, but there is only so much that we can do to prevent things from happening. We don't have control over 99.9% of our lives. No matter how many medicines we take, we really don't have control. Trusting Kami-sama will open up the best way for you. So your trip to the doctors will be one with Kami-sama. Do otoloke and mediation before any appointment. Give Todd Sensei a call. Shoot him a text. Like, I'm going to go to, appointment tomorrow or something. And he'll pray for you that it'll go smoothly. That's our job. Let us do our job. Ask us. Ask Sensei to pray for you. People are unaware of the daily blessings that come from Kami-sama on a daily basis. And worry more about the things that can happen even when it hasn't happened yet, right? It didn't even happen and people are just worrying. That's like eating a red hot chili pepper tomorrow, yet you're drinking milk from today, because that is useless, right? People worry, like what if they get cancer? What if they get a heart attack? What if they get a stroke? What if they get into an accident? They are tormented with all these what ifs. So much so that they're not even living in the moment. Gratitude goes straight out the window when we are too worried about the future, right? You cannot be grateful and worried at the same time. It's impossible. This constant fear and worrying puts your body into a chronic state of stress, weakening your immune system. and making you even more susceptible to the very things you've been trying to avoid. Mhm. I work in a hospital, and quite often I have to give medicines to patients, and it's not just a few pills that I give sometimes. One time I was giving more than 20 pills in one sitting. It didn't even fit in one medicine cup. I had to use, I think, like 2 medicine cups. There was like a pill for every health condition the patient had. I watched an episode on NHQ World called Over Medicated: The Dangers of Polypharmacy back in 2019. It talked about patients who were over medicated. It was found that the body cannot process more than 6 different medications in one sitting. Any more and the body will become overwhelmed. The body will get weak and very fatigued and will be in an increased risk for developing physical conditions. Our bodies are amazing. Your body is amazing. They're quite resilient. The body is made to handle only so much, though, and we have to be careful what we put into our system and ask our inner soul, ask Kamisoma, if this is really the right thing to do. People do a lot of consulting with their doctors, but we really need to be consulting with Kamisoma first, with our ministers. Sometimes I discharge patients and see their new appointment schedule. And literally from Monday to Saturday, they have some kind of doctor's appointment. I'm not kidding. Okay, they have like a visit with the primary care provider on Monday, eye appointment on Tuesday, blood draws on Wednesday, appointment with the cardiologist on Thursday, appointment with the pulmonologist on Friday, dialysis on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. The status of full-time patient has become their new occupation. They're so tired that they don't even have the strength to go to church on that one Sunday that they are free. Now, if you would go through the trouble to go through all these appointments and to doctor, I highly suggest you book an appointment with your sensei today and have some spiritual assessment done and adjustments. Did you know that the majority of hospitalizations and illnesses stem from stress? It's stress. Make faith your priority so you don't have to be stressed. We have to believe in our amazing body and its incredible ability to regulate our normal state at any given time. Kamisoma tries to protect us every second of the time. Earlier this year, my dad, he got a call from Medicare, okay? And they wanted to know his health status. I'm my parents' spokesperson and translator. So I picked up the phone and they asked my dad if he had any of the following health conditions. And she went through like, almost like 50 of them. Like, oh, do you have like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high blood sugar? Do you get headaches? Do you get chest pain? Do you have difficulty breathing? Are you able to dress yourself, run errands? Oh, like so many questions. And my dad says no to all of them. Like he's capable of doing everything and that he doesn't have any of these health conditions. And at the last question, the agent said, does your dad take any medications? And my dad said, no. The person calling from Medicare was astonished. She almost sounded upset. And she's like, what? What do you mean he doesn't take any medicines? And I was like, does he have to take medications when he feels perfectly fine? He has none of these conditions you mentioned. He has no pain, no acid reflux. He doesn't get headaches. He doesn't have any breathing trouble or chest pain. And the lady said, that's a miracle. And I said, that's a blessing. And then she said, thank you. And then she cut the phone. All my parents take when they have some kind of health issue is Goshimai, sacred rice, Goshinsui, sacred water, and Omiki, sacred rice wine. I mean, that's all we grew up with. That was our go-to remedy, and it still is. Konko Dajin even said, if you have pain somewhere, think of applying sacred sake, then you will receive divine blessings. Blessings begin with just the thought of wanting to apply Omiki, sacred sake. You know, that teaching says, I'm going to read it again now. If you have pain somewhere, think of applying sacred sake. Then you will receive divine blessings. We don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. Every day is like a game of Russian roulette. My mom always says this. We never know when we're going to go, right? But we are just grateful that Kamisoma keeps us alive till this moment. I mean, there are a million ways to die, believe me. So many ways to die. Stroke, heart attacks are just 2 of the million, you know? People these days have forgotten how to trust Kamisama because of the constant bombardment of fear and pharmaceutical commercials that ask you if you're experiencing certain symptoms. And so consult your doctor to get more information or a prescription. Next time you sit in front of the TV, I challenge you, watch the TV evening news, and I want you to count how many pharmaceutical commercials pop up. You'd be surprised. And that's passive brainwashing for you. You may not be paying attention to it, but a part of your brain is. Instead of being constantly worried about what could happen to you, we should constantly be grateful for Kamisoma's blessings that keep us alive. It's healthier for us to have that kind of mentality. There's a Konko teaching that goes, if people prayed before taking medicine, blessings would be quick. Instead, they take medical treatment before praying, so there are no divine blessings. Gorikai Konko Kyoso Gorikai number 47. Now, who are you making your priority? Kami-sama should be your priority, right? People, you know, they have so much self-pity, too much. They tell their friends and family the many illnesses they have, their health condition. They go about comparing their cholesterol levels and whatnots. They constantly remind themselves of their diagnosis. They pop their pills as a daily reminder of their illness. They aim the spotlight on their illness too often. Yet they don't talk to their family or friends about the blessings they receive. Why not? You don't hear anybody saying, oh, you know what? The blessings I received today was such and such. You never hear that. Hey, but that could be the next thing that you can do. People don't even take the goshimai and give thanks for their blessings. Aim the spotlight to the blessings instead of illnesses and your shortcomings. I know you all receive goshimai, the sacred rice packet from your sensei, but do you take it when you don't feel well? Is it too cumbersome to take it out of the packet and put it in your mouth? Or do you just think that there's no power in the goshimai? Just because it's like, oh, it's just rice, you know? Even tearing a tiny piece of that, you know, the inner paper that's inside of the packet, that washi paper, and just putting it in your mouth along with your food that you eat, that will also work for you. It's a reminder, actually. It's a reminder that you're putting Kamisoma first, and that's what brings the divine blessings. The goshima is a visible reminder that you have received okage. Take it with a heart of gratitude. Give thanks to Kamisama at any given moment. You will receive blessings. At times, we may become overwhelmed with stress that we have a mental breakdown. There was a patient one day who was newly diagnosed with cancer, and he was getting chemotherapy for the very first time. One day, I hear his bed alarm going off, so I rushed in and to see what was the matter. And this man was having like a panic attack. His eyes were big, and you know, his heart rate, I was afraid of his heart rate. It was like close to 130. It was 129. And, you know, the whole cancer diagnosis and getting chemotherapy for the first time was overwhelming for him. So he was having this panic attack. When a person's heart rate is that fast, we have to call the RRT, we call the rapid response team. But I knew already that he was having, it was this panic that was causing his heart rate to go up. So I had to make sure I could find a way to calm him down as soon as possible. He told me he was panicking because he didn't know what to do, but he asked me to hold his hand. For reassurance, he firmly gripped my hand and said, "Can you sit next to me on this bed?" It's like, we usually, staff are not supposed to sit next to patients on the bed. That's like their space. But he really requested that. So I was like, okay, I can do this. So I listened. I sat next to him. I held his hand. And I told him to take 2 deep breaths and close his eyes and think of something that gives him great joy. He said that playing the piano and singing hymns at his church made him the happiest. So I told him to think about those moments. Then I asked him, "Tell me some things you are grateful for." He couldn't think of anything. And I said, I know in times of panic, it's difficult to think of things to be grateful for. But it's good practice to identify things and train yourself to do so. So I asked him, "Can you hear me?" And he said, "Yeah." So I said, "Well, you can begin by saying thank you to your ears, right?" Then I said, "Look at me. Can you see me with your eyes?" And he said, "Yes." Then I said, "Well, if you still have the ability to see me, we got to thank your eyes, right? Can you eat and taste the food that's brought to you?" And he said, "Yes." So we give thanks for that too. And I said, "Can you still smell the food when it arrives?" He said, "Yes." So we thanked his nose. And I thanked him if he can still walk to the bathroom and have normal bowel and urine functions. And he said, "Yes." So we give thanks for that. I said to him that there are many people thinking about you and praying for your recovery. Thank all those people for their love and care for you. Thank the air you breathe and the ability to breathe. The sun, when it rises in the morning, it sets in the evening. Thank your heart that beats 100,000 times a day. He was surprised. He didn't know that the heart beats that many times a day. It does. Our hearts are amazing. There are too many things that we can't live without. Think about all those things, and I promise you, you will begin to feel better, I told him. I told him that we're allowed to live. We mustn't think that we are living by our own strength. There is something great out there that allows us to live. And he said, "Oh, wow, that's right. I never thought of it like that. We are allowed to live." So I told him, when you feel panicky and don't know what to say thank you. Say thank you. Repeat this over and over and over again. Incorporate it into your life more. When you eat, say thank you. When you go to the bathroom, say thank you. When you wake up, say thank you. When you go to sleep, say thank you. Even to your pillows and blankets that keep you comfortable, say thank you. Because when we are in the state of gratitude, it leaves no room for complaining. And then he kept repeating, "Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you." Then his heart rate went all the way down to 110. And his breathing slowed down, and he was in a much calmer state of mind. Then he suddenly tells me, "You are a miracle. I could feel your energy flowing throughout my body. You made me feel much better." And I was like, No. It's not me. It's you. You were able to have gratitude born within you. Right here, from your heart. You basically saved yourself with your own heart. I just helped you out a little bit to identify and to get your thoughts together. That's all I did. But he was very thankful, and I was thankful we didn't have to call the RRT. Okage wa waga kokoro ni ari. You see how divine favor depends upon one's own heart. Konko Daijin said, everyone knows the names and causes of illnesses, but no one knows the cause of receiving divine blessings. You should seek the cause of receiving blessings instead of the cause of illness. Gorikai 3, Jinkyu Kyogoku 34. This this Gotaisai is to give thanks for the numerous divine blessings we receive every single day. There's too much to count them individually, right? So we come here to the Gotaisai to give a huge thank you to Kamisoma. It is also to concentrate the feelings of gratitude with everyone else and direct it to Kamisoma. Not realizing our blessings is the cause of suffering and constant worrying. Seek the cause of your blessings instead of the cause of your illness. Then you can feel rest assured and focus your energy on enjoying life exactly how Kamisoma intended it to be. I hope you're able to take home even just one message today and put into practical application in your daily life. Whether it's to do otodoke before going to an appointment or praying to Kami before taking your pills, I want you to put faith at the center of your life. Then everything around it will go smoothly. Thank you very much again for listening. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye. Arigatou.
今天地の開け